There we go. Yeah, we're on.
Yay!
Okay, great.
So let's go to Zoom.
Yeah, so I'm Marion.
There we go. Welcome, everyone. So happy to connect to you on the Lemurian Starchild Oracle channel, and maybe you can check on the iPad quickly if we're on the timeline. Sure. So what I want to do today is, because we're talking to Marion da Rosa,
Yeah.
and you're in Brazil and we're in the UK.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
And bring in collective healing and share ascension stories and journeys to, like, really express ourselves so that people can relate to it in their own journey. I feel that's so good to be able to talk about our journeys in freedom and in light and joy, and really inspire each other wherever we are on the world. So I'm Michael Kroon, and next to me is the lovely
Leanne Carpenter.
And Marion, where are you in Brazil exactly?
Yes, it's me, Marion, and I'm really happy to be connected with you two and with all the guys who can be watching right now. And yeah, and I think this is such a special time, and I'm really glad that we are connected. I'm really glad that to meet you. Yeah, just like the second time we speak.
Yeah.
And then
It's lovely.
So lovely. And really, I thank Jackie always because
yeah.
connected
us as well. So if she's watching, kisses, Jackie.
Kisses to Jackie.
Because we're connected through Jackie coming to Brazil, our friend Jackie Platel, and our Oracle deck that she brought with her. So we're gonna talk about that more. And what I thought, we could just do a little attunement together and do a little channeling, a little. You can say a few words as well, and you can, of course, also, Marion, when you get inspiration, or if you get, light language, or you get codes, just feel free and share the joy together.
Okay.
We are light beings coming through Mikael's channel now. The alien beings of light, cosmic beings. When he opens his channel, it is an emanation of light that comes through, and it is a service to the world, a service of joy, of sharing and expressing, because Mikael's light too gets amplified through this connection. We would like to encourage everyone to feel the love from beings outside of the physical earth. There's nothing to fear, and there's much love to receive from our cosmic brothers and sisters. There's much joy to receive from these ascended guides, even when they don't land on Earth physically or are on Earth physically. And some are, but we can also connect to them telepathically and spiritually. Allow the joy from our cosmic brothers and sisters to be shared, their love and the knowledge that they're coming from a place of love, that the beliefs of fear that have been implanted in humanity are only the fantasy of people who hunger for power. But the power of the light is much stronger and much quicker. Allow these Pleiadian frequencies to be with you now and allow them to be shared in the course of this reading. With each card, the three of you can bring through light codes, light frequencies, and share stories of light. Simply allow yourself to feel free. Allow yourself to share your lights and your stories without any judgment of how you came on this path that you're on now and how you are on this path. So this little meditation from the Pleiades to start with. And
Wow.
I'd like to do some more actually during the reading. And you guys to share what you're getting as well. What are you getting, darling?
Oh, I was just really feeling into, letting go of all of those expectations that one has on oneself, and also expectations of others or what you think others might think of you, that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And just being in your own truth, your own energies, and just being in joy with that, and allowing yourself to flow from your heart, and this is for all of us, to flow from our hearts, and to really enjoy this experience, that we can so, with this technology, we can so easily connect with others, and we're connecting with Marion in Brazil, which is amazing.
Yeah, and Jackie, we're connecting with Jackie. She says, there? I'm here, love you all.
We love
and
you.
Gemma Nelson says she has to go out now, but she's going to watch later. So
lovely to connect, Gemma.
We're connecting with all. Definitely. How about you, Marion? What are you getting? How are you feeling?
Wow, I'm feeling very peaceful and really connected, and I think really got into my heart space, and it was feeling my heart space at first, and then I was calming down, and also my mind was settled down as well. I was getting calmer and calmer, and I could really feel all the love like around me and around you as well, and it was like really good, really nice and peaceful energy. This is, I think the word is peaceful, like the main
beautiful
word. Right?
Yeah. That's so amazing, isn't it? When your heart opens and it's like all this, like thoughts that might have been in your awareness. They start to dissolve and kind of lose sort of that importance that they might, we might have perceived them to have, but it's like the heart just knows, doesn't it? And
like you're connected to streams of light. That's what I feel, streams of just love and life.
Yeah, and I feel like, especially, because having, this morning I did a lot of computer work, and it's just so nice to really connect back and then feel that expansion, isn't it? I love that.
Yeah. A lot of connection.
Yeah, so nice. Oh, how lovely that Jackie's watching.
Yay, lovely.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get a card, guys.
Yeah.
For the being.
Yeah, so this aspect
for ourselves, for the collective.
Okay. Yeah.
See what comes up.
Yeah.
For all of us. Okay. For everyone watching. What's in the field at the moment?
The highest good of all.
Yeah, that's it.
Here.
Oh, beautiful. Inner child attunement.
That's lovely.
Wow.
So that's a message, isn't it, for everybody to, take a breath and really allow yourself to feel your own loveliness and your inner beauty and your own energies, your inner child, that's bring that love to ourselves and, that love and unconditional acceptance, really. Yeah. Just what the child just
I can't
wants,
even see the card right now. Can you
put it under there, darling?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it's really small on the screen.
Yeah, and it's really big there. So if you put it next to the Blu-ray, well, because that's the one we've drawn it for. Yeah, and then we can all see it.
So there's
the inner child
baby.
attunement. Yeah, and because when I was a child, I had a lot of experiences of the light. Actually, didn't know what it meant. And even like one time was like in the schoolyard, and it was like well, I thought it was a plane above the schoolyard that was really low, and but I think it was a spaceship. And the next thing I remember was like all the teachers around me said, "Where have you been? We've been looking for you for half an hour."
Oh no!
Yeah,
I don't remember that. You told me it was
I've done.
Oh wow, that's so
but
cool.
like those kind of things, and when you just really feel the light, or you ask your parents, like, what are these thoughts? And they say, oh, it's normal, but you get a feeling, that it's actually not so normal to be thinking all the time. And and then you grow up and you get kind of mental, or I did anyway, study and just rediscovering that flow, isn't it? That natural birthright.
Is it that we can like swap between the cameras so that it's not just the big one of the cards all the time?
Yeah, but the thing is, I've set it for the live like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So we could do, but it takes some adjusting. But I mean, let's look at the cards for the moment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say.
And the Blu-ray is like that kind of divine will and that feeling of highest good of the all and for everyone as well, which is so important, isn't it? Like bringing healing to the collective. And because I'll give you an example. Like I used to play these games, like these sort of marbles games, and then I always lost because I was thinking about the others. But Blu-ray side, I was letting the others win, but they weren't letting me win. And it's just understanding that side of yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess with the Blu-ray being, I feel that card really, for me anyway, makes me connect in with the energy of the Blu-ray and Archangel Michael, and just being in that place of clear clear knowing of your own truth and what resonates for you as true. And often we compromise that, don't we? That's what I can recognize in myself, that sometimes you'll go along with what someone else is saying, when it doesn't really resonate for me. But I guess, there's all these, everyone has their own truth and their own, what resonates right for them in that moment. And I guess, these two cards together for me is kind of saying, allow yourself to really be with your inner child, because your inner child, if you remember, like when you're a child, you just know what's right, and you know what's going on. Everyone in the families tries to kind of hide anything that's mildly upsetting or or maybe, but you know, for me, if there was something that wasn't being said, you can pick it up anyway, can't you? And you know, and I guess it's maybe pointing us to going back to that inner knowing and that inner body resonance of what is true for ourselves, which we so often, from a young age, we've learned that, you know, to everything's fine, you know, and you then stop communicating with your inner child, because your inner child is basically, you know, wants to be in truth and live in truth and you know, an authentic connection with people. And I think part of that is, you know, that willingness to be in your truth and see what's true in your reality, even though it can be painful. And I guess that's you've got the lovely image of the mother and the child in the inner child achievement, and that's that safety that you can provide as the kind of adult within and in a loving parent to you, as you are willing to go within and feel your own truth with what's going on in your life and maybe in the collective, you know. You know, what's happening in the world. And I think for me, what that brings up is that whole thing about, like, the news tells you everything's terrible. And yet in the light worker community, we can feel, you know, sometimes it's so light and it feels like, you know, really heaven on earth is really anchoring now. And, you know, maybe this is about affirming what's true for us as well as a collective, and not getting pulled into those magnetics of negative stories and giving our power away, you know. You know, I say conspiracy theories, a lot of things that are labelled as that obviously are true, but you know, just maybe things for me, what is important is, like, not giving away your power and being in your sovereignty and recognising that you're the creator, you know, you are a co-creator, and not letting someone else create your reality for you. So yeah, that came through.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that, I think, you know. And for me, what's been at the moment, I've been having a lot of dreams related to children, and sometimes they're boys, sometimes they're girls, and this is really a sign for me to really look deeper into my inner child and really go with her to different places and to explore different realms, and with the curiosity, with the just the pure light, you know, because these two cards, they bring me the kind of purity energy that lives inside all of us. And as you said, also, like, how the mom looks after the child is like how we mother ourselves too. And I think this is one of the greatest keys for the collectives as well. You know, we need to listen again to our inner child. We need to heal the wounded child, because it's the one that reacts when it's wounded and when it's not listened to. So when we don't listen to our inner child, we are doing the same. We are just repeating patterns. And the great thing, like, we need to break this cycle, this pattern, you know, and truly listen to the child that lives within, and see what comes up, you know, and what is necessary for me right now. What do I need? What do I need to bring this sovereignty that you said? What do I need to bring again this purity, to bring again this light to shine, you know? So,
definitely. It's when you get those, like, tough guys that, you know, just want to dominate or win or whatever. It's like a little child, but they might be sort of writing out another pattern. They want to hide that, right? But, you know, like, deep underneath, there's a little child there who's feeling mistreated or something like that. And then needing to prove yourself, isn't it? Well, you're already proven because you're on Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, that's the thing, isn't it? It's going direct to source for that love and that affirmation, you know, and knowing that that's always there. And we don't need to do all those things, you know, that society's told us that we have to earn it. Because actually, our best creations come from, emerge from that space of joy, of an overflowing of that realization, you know, rather than with a sense that we have to produce something in order to be worthy of that love recognition. Yeah.
So how interesting, you've got these dreams and I've got these cards, Marion.
Yeah.
That's really amazing.
It is.
It's all bringing us into the heart. And, you know, speaking of Archangel Michael, so how about let's do a message from Archangel Michael?
Yeah, I'll put the cards down.
Because I did channel Archangel Michael as well. It kind of comes through as well.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's really in tune.
You feel that connection, eh? I am Archangel Michael. Allow your mind to relax now. Imagine that any thought, residual, linear thought, is dissolving in blue light, deep blue light, or light blue light. Whatever color blue you like best. Or a different color altogether that signifies a higher vibration for you. Because all of the patterns of thoughts that have pushed you and held you back at the same time are dissolving. Because they are not effective. They are not effective. They are pushing you to do one thing. And then they're disencouraging you by judging yourself, for example, or others. Allow your whole being, your heart, to be at one now. To share freely in the light. Allow your throat to be completely free now. Allow your throat to heal in this collective healing of many countries. Allow your sounds to come through now. Allow you frequencies to be spoken and heard. In sounds or words. Because they are ready to be heard by the collective. I am Archangel Michael. Thank you for receiving my messages. Mm. 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 More people coming in. As well.
Nice, Damien.
Damien
Hello.
and Lata. Yeah.
Lata. Oh,
Welcome
beautiful.
all.
Wow.
Okay.
I feel Marion.
Wow, I feel like there's a lot of energy right now, and I think I released a few things. And you know, you are not really in your mind; you are just like expanded as well. So I'm feeling, yeah, like this right now. You know.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it's also that is quite far, but and then it comes back, and yeah, it's.
Yeah. Expanding and connecting, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
It's these light frequencies and connections, isn't it? 'Cause they're in the etheric, far beyond the physical, and
Yeah.
they're always around us. But it's when we share our light, it gets sort of amplified and expanded and beautiful.
Yes, yes, yes.
And that's such a great thing, isn't it? Just to be open about who we are. For me, it makes such a difference. And you know, before, because I used to study physics, and I had a job as well later, and I didn't really feel the confidence just to talk about what I see. But now I do, and it's just letting go of shyness and just really being myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And this is also part of your inner child thing, you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Being yourself is really what children do.
Yeah.
This part we can simply be, and it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
It's just having that confirmation within, isn't it? Yeah. Because I used to feel so dependent, you know, on people. Like I was with this one teacher, and she could like just make or break my world. But now I feel more in my own power.
Yeah.
It's great. Such a difference. Yeah. I don't want to feel like that. Anyway, we got the baby dolphin coming up.
This one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
The inner child's dreams, actually. So, and they're, you know, they're what they want to do, where they want to be, and
their natural flow.
Yeah, their natural flow. So,
so take one?
Yeah. Ooh, travel.
Oh my god, I knew it was travel before I picked it.
Put it under that.
That's
so
amazing.
You can all see it. It's travel.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is
we talk about
dragon in the picture?
It's a dragon, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
A friendly dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful elemental being.
Wow.
The dragons, they give us so much because, you know, that power that I was just talking about, isn't it? They show that kind of gentle power, and they've been made into something scary in the movies and some books, you know, and even some fairy tales. But it's not all the truth, and all these beings are here to assist us and to show us our light, our sovereignty, awakening.
Yeah.
So our baby dolphin is traveling. Yeah. Traveling through dimensions to Lemuria.
Yeah.
And I think I was a traveler, as well when I was a child.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember one time, like, a teacher got really angry at me, just because I wasn't paying attention
Yeah.
to the world. But they didn't understand, They really didn't understand. Yeah, but this is for the collective as well, isn't it? Just allow those beautiful travels.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, it's true. And like it also reminds me another dream that I
Oh, go
had.
on.
Excellent.
Tell us about
And
your dream.
yeah, I received a lot from my dreams, and especially in those past few years, I've been having lots of meaningful dreams.
Mm.
And there was one of these dreams that I had a kind of a baby dragon in my hands, and I know in the dream that I needed to protect it, really protecting the dragon, and because in the dream there was someone who wanted the dragon, and then I was like, okay, I'm staying with the dragon, and then when the people came, they couldn't see me. I was like invisible because I was with the dragon.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is, and I think their energy is so special, especially with this again, right? The baby dragon is also a child energy, and then like travel, and then the dolphin together. It's all this. You really travel to different realms, and dreams are a different realm.
Yeah.
Or three,
Yeah.
and then it makes all sense. That this travels through our dreams, so we should also pay attention more in our dreams, because there are so many special and powerful keys for us
Absolutely.
Yeah.
do differently.
Yeah. And isn't that amazing? Because that dragon, like the adults or whatever who were just looking with their physical eyes couldn't see it, but you were able to see it and to travel with it in your dream, isn't it? I think children, they just need the confirmation, isn't it, that there are angels and there are elemental beings that are with them, and not just say, oh, it's just an imagination, right? Work with it with cards and just with conversations, and
I think it can be. I mean, I know from my other sort of role as a psychologist, that having visual kind of imagination and being able to feel as real, visualizations and to see beneficial creatures and helpful allies, whether it be something that you choose to create in your mind or whether it be something that you feel comes into your meditations without creating it, which is just how it's so powerful when that happens. It can have such a beneficial impact on every level of your being. The research is that if you can imagine something beautiful happening, all of your neurochemistry and your brain responds as if it really is happening, which is why, using our minds and allowing ourselves to be open to these realms, because all of what we call reality is our perceptions of it are also different because it is a construction within our minds anyway. And when we acknowledge that, we can acknowledge actually, there are loads of layers of reality that we can't actually perceive with our senses. And people such as myself and you and Michael discover that you have these subtle senses and you know things that you couldn't possibly know in any other way other than through the fact that we are all connected and we're all part of a web of life and energy. It's a beautiful realization, and certainly one definitely to encourage for your children, isn't it?
Mm.
and not to squash their imagination or their perception. Definitely. So joyful. And yeah, the lovely dragons encouraging us here to travel. And they've got like a map. This dragon's got a map of Lemuria he's holding. These images were either like from visions or were very intuitive. And this dragon with the map, that was just an intuitive thing. But it feels as though, you know, it's kind of saying that there's guides and they know the way, kind of thing, you know, and open up to benevolent support and guidance, perhaps, as well as, you know, to travel within and inner journeys, and to let yourself take the time to do that, because we're all so busy. I know Mikhail and I have been so busy, haven't we? Getting all the files ready to get to the printers with the deck. You know, but it's just so nourishing, isn't it, to get together with people and to go on a journey within, to allow, you know, things to unfold and your inner wisdom to kind of show you things that are so helpful for your journey. This morning, funny enough, I just love it when, you know, when you're just waking up, and if you go into a meditation and you can kind of get so much rich imagery and stuff. And I had this beautiful image of being a salmon jumping upstream. And I thought, wow, what does that mean? And but what it mean, like returning to source, isn't it? And you might be kind of going against the mainstream, you know, of everyone else's kind of magnetics that tell you this is how it is, and, you know, this is how you do things. But if you can kind of find your own pull, you know, you find that intuitive inspiration and sense to kind of go in your own way. And the salmons jump upstream, don't they, to get back to their breeding grounds and to breed. So where they come back, they go back to where they're spawned from. And I think it's a beautiful image, actually, because I think that's something that I'm working on at the moment, is that kind of becoming immune to those magnetic pulls of other people's kind of expectations and versions of reality, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, and old energies, you know, that had become accepted as a reality for me, but actually they're not my reality. I don't actually choose to run those energies anymore, you know. So travel within and do your inner journeys, guys, and enjoy that.
So special, right? Yeah, it's because when I love doing guided meditations, and because really you are really not in the space, you know, you're just like somewhere else, and it brings so much energy to your day, or to the things you need to do later, because we also live here and we need to do things here, right? But it gives us the strength, I think, and creativity, and because we do different things, and I think this is really special, and I really love inner journeys and inner meditations. It's I think that's a
definitely
good message, you know, for all of us to really step into it and trust and let it go.
Really take a moment for yourself and connect with your source consciousness and with your light family, isn't it? It's a bit like you say, like those magnetics and expectations that you feel from others, is to all go for a moment, isn't it? Kind of disconnect from it and really take some time to connect to your heart, and then go back into life, isn't it?
Yeah,
because that's like a recharge.
Yeah.
It is, absolutely.
And it's also just really connecting to all those different dimensions that you're in as well, like where you're on the Pleiades, or you're in the Lemuria, or you're a dolphin, all at the same time, and it kind of all comes together and integrates for inspiration and our creativity here on Earth.
Yeah.
One thing I really feel with creating the deck, for example, when I connect to Pleiades, and it gives me so much inspiration to write, for example, and put new ideas on paper and share them. One time, this was a few years ago, they said, "Oh, there's going to be a new internet coming that's corrupted, and where people just share without anyone being able to take anything down that you say, like on Facebook sometimes happens." And so it's all gonna be modernized, like those kind of futuristic visions. Yeah, I really love that connection. Yeah, well, speaking about that, how about get another message from the Pleiades?
Okay.
Yeah. We are Pleiadian beings of light. Visualize the whole world now, as if you're embracing it with your hands, with your arms. Embracing it with your heart. And you are sending frequencies of light to each part of the world. Allow colors and sacred geometry to come in to your awareness. And put this sacred geometry on any spot of the world that looks less than light. Allow this world healing on every continent, North and South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia. Allow it to be around the world, even the Arctic and the North Pole. Allow the light to be received by the earth, and everyone who is watching this video now or at another linear time can bring in light to the world. Beautiful colors of blue, of violet, to come on the surface of the earth. And at the same time, light is shining from within as well, from the inner earth, at the same time as it is shining from the cosmos. allow the whole world to light up, free of judgments and expectations. And then bring this light to your throat as well, to really open up your channel of sharing from within, from the heart. Allow your throat to sing and to shine. Feeling much love and light. Enjoying these transmissions coming through my vessel, and yeah, I'm just allowing it. I'm just enjoying the process, and it strengthens my connection with my guides as well, with my spiritual guides, to bring this through. How do you feel, Marion?
Wow, I feel great. Yes. And when you started, speaking about inner journeys, right? I started to see the flower of life, and then there was a butterfly on it, and then from that, all the energy came, all the colors came. Yes, I feel great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I felt like the whole world was kind of just singing its true vibration of love, and It's kind of divine blueprint. That's what it felt like, and it was kind of getting encouragement from us to do that. And it was, kind of finding strength to beam out its true love vibration, really. Yeah, it's really beautiful.
And a lot of Pleiadians coming through tonight.
Nice.
Really feeling the Pleiadian connection coming in for you as well, Marion, somehow. It's all,
Sorry, say again.
the Pleiadian connection feels like it's coming through for you as well. It's expanding.
Yes, I feel that too. Yeah. And it was interesting because the sound started to come out, and I didn't plan, when I noticed I was really joining you. It was really
That's
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And kind of all naturally activates and clears and connects. There's great frequencies. And it was actually my first connection with my multidimensional self, because I came to Glastonbury about 4 years ago, and before that I had done some meditation and yoga and spiritual groups. But when I came to Glastonbury, I started to draw light language, like all these scribbles, and just opened that channel and really made that connection, made it more kind of real for me. And I started to sing it, and I really started to draw. And I first got the idea for the cards then, actually, when I first came to Glastonbury. And then I started to channel words as well after a few years. And it's just like, just through that expression, just that writing, that kind of started it. And it's just sharing, isn't it? It's just really sharing your light. That just activates it and, helps it to really flower. Yeah. So we're going to get a card for the indigo, right?
Yeah. Here you go. You choose.
I'm going this one.
Okay.
Know yourself. Know yourself. That's a good one for us and for the collective as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So there.
What do you get from these cards, Marion, just on first sight?
For me, wow, it's really beautiful images, and especially this know yourself. It's like a lot of light coming from the inside to the outside, it seems. And and also the look of the indigo child is just like so, how can I say in English, but it's like it's really direct.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's for me is like how can we truly know ourselves? Like what is our need? Like the truest needs, And what do I really want? What do I really need? And because this is really powerful, like to know ourselves. When we know ourselves, we are not projecting on other people, how they should. We also what we think that people should be or should do. It's like we take responsibility for what we do, and we let also the responsibility for others. Okay, this is yours and this is mine. So when we this, when our needs meet. So, and I think the key for this is really to know truly ourselves, what we really need, what we really want.
So beautifully said. It's beautiful. Absolutely. Really inspiring, and like reminding me of that thing, of just how protective in a way it is to know yourself and know your own energies, so that other people's projections don't kind of stick to you, and you don't kind of wrongly identify with other people's projections.
It's like you in your center. You don't need protection because you're just in that knowledge, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's like a natural protection.
It's a natural protection.
But it's not like you need to go out and protect yourself, because just
No.
through that knowledge, it's
Yeah.
like you're immune
Exactly.
to all of those
Yeah.
things that might bother you otherwise, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because, like
Yeah.
you say, Marion, you're able to discern when something is what's going on in yourself and in others, isn't it?
Yeah. You can tell kind of what's happening in the field around you, and you know, and kind of what you're. I guess when you know yourself, then you can be kind of conscious of what you're creating and bringing into your life. Well,
Yeah.
and you can embrace the beautiful possibilities of that.
I want to say, because when I was meditating in my 20s, I was getting in these sort of deep meditations and just feeling my consciousness and feeling my sort of letting go of my small self, and then I thought I knew who I was, right? That was who I was, just being in that meditative state. And then actually, I didn't have direction in my life, right? And someone shook me awake at one point by asking some questions, like this friend, Richard Miller, and and he was asking things about, like, do you really want to, be directionless? When you answer every question like, well, there's no separate self or something like that. And that was so much more for me to discover, about being a star child, for example, about my multi-dimensional self. And it just shows me that it's a beautiful endless process, of light. And it's just like that deepening. It's just it's just an ongoing beautiful journey without an end point of thinking everything there's to know, kind of thing.
It isn't about thought or being in the mind.
Yeah.
Or knowing anything. It's about being in your heart and your truth.
It also comes to me something while we were speaking and looking at the card, like a sentence saying, "You are enough."
You are enough.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So of course, then when we know ourselves, we know what we need, and then we are enough. For us, at least in my experience, I experienced a lot of feelings of not being good enough to do this and to do that, and I think this is something that most of people feel in some level, and then they don't have sometimes the courage, or they, and or it's just difficult to do it because there is a lack of trust, or a feeling that they're not good enough. So I think like know yourself is also to acknowledge and recognize that actually you are enough. Actually, you are everything that you need to be. But this is a process, for sure.
It's beautiful, because I had that really intense in my 20s. That kind of running, and and it took some sort of some, well, I don't want to say effort, but it took some real intent to kind of break away from that. And kind of really sort of being decisive that I didn't want to go back into those thoughts, because they would just spiral me down.
Again, I think it's those magnetics, isn't it?
As well.
The seeds within your field of those experiences where you had to feel you weren't good enough, and all the kind of painful, because it's emotion, isn't it, that kind of connects to those experiences and makes them somehow stick quite deeply within yourself. And being able to kind of go in and clear that out, I hope, ideally with your light, when you realize your light, and you can go in and kind of help yourself to see, your truth, that little child state or that traumatized state.
Yeah, isn't that
Because
amazing?
and even but if you go into the emotion as well and the depths of the emotion, you'll find that within that is your deepest truth underneath the experience. Is that you're a beautiful child. And we all are. And it wasn't your stuff. Other people's reactions, it's not your fault. The way other people kind of treat you. There's so much to do with what's going on in their own life and their own energy field. And often we'll just take those projections as children and assume that they're kind of a correct kind of mirroring of our truth, when actually, they're not at all. And
Beautiful. I'm just gonna get a little drink.
Keep
talking. That's so true. I love what you said.
Yeah. And I think our guides who can see us more clearly, they can mirror back to us, who we really are, and help us reconnect, and realign, with our vastness and our beautiful frequencies of light that we are. Actually, yeah.
Wow.
Because that's exactly what we are.
Pardon?
Because this is exactly what we are, this pure light,
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you feel the supermoon?
Yes. Super moon, yes. So shine. And
I was awake. I was up until quite late.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Beautiful. Because I looked outside and it was actually light, and then it wasn't dark in the night, and then I felt a lot of light as well.
And here in my city, sometimes it's cloudy. Like today is quite cloudy, and then sometimes the sun comes out, and But usually we miss these special events on the sky because it's always rainy or cloudy, and then yesterday the sky was just clear.
Oh,
and
lovely.
Love
Beautiful,
with the moon
yeah.
and watching, and it was really, really clear. Everything she was shining so much.
Yeah, beautiful. Because which city are you, Marion?
My city is called Curitiba.
Oh, okay.
That's it's in the south of Brazil.
Right.
Brazil is a huge country, right? But then in the south, is one of the capitals of the one state. And and here sometimes the weather is not really good, so people complain a lot.
Sounds like Great Britain.
And then it's so nice when the sun comes through, isn't it? It's amazing. After clouds.
Yeah. Spring coming here. Yay.
Yeah. Should have a look at the Earth Angel, guys.
Yeah.
Let's see what, for all of us, right? For the collective, for us.
Yeah.
What's coming through for everyone who's watching. See what's coming through for the Earth Angel.
So this is your vulnerability and strength at the same time.
That's right.
Shine your light. It's Kuan Yin.
Wow.
Riding on her water dragon.
Oh, is it a dragon there? Yeah. I see.
And she's pouring her waters of compassion on the earth, covered in this beautiful sparkling white light. And the dragon's kind of swimming along, carrying her in it.
Hold up the Earth Angel next to it.
Yeah.
That's the interesting thing, isn't it? It's all about, when we share our light, like often there's a fear associated with, because you might have been poisoned in one lifetime, at your light. People might not have liked it, you know, because I remember a few past lives anyway. I think many people do. Or you know, maybe you were what's it called? Persecuted.
Yeah.
So and that can reflect in experiences, isn't it? That people, you feel rejected or whatever. And the more we shine our light, the more we get our confidence back. Being squashed or whatever. And I really feel that, because I found it so hard to express myself like 10 years ago or something, right? You fall back on these teachings, but actually you gotta really express your heart. Well, that's what I really want, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, you know, shining your light, its full title, that one, was Shine Your Light of Compassion. And I think, you know, we could be wounded as well by being so compassionate, just because that's who we are, that we can end up kind of sacrificing ourselves or becoming unbalanced, you know, in how much we give. And for me, the message, you know, like keeps coming back is, you know, you have to let other people like learn or make their own decisions and find, you know, and create their own experience.
Yeah, and I feel that's what's happening collectively, isn't it?
Yeah.
People are shining their light more and more, even though they're still shy to do it. But, you know, it's like so many people want to come out of that closet, isn't it? Because it can feel so kind of claustrophobic in there.
Yeah.
When you're pretending not to feel what you feel.
Yeah. I mean, I think in some ways, it can go to the other extreme, is what I'm saying, is you can shine your light so much and be there for others because you're just like, you know, and feeling so blessed yourself, perhaps, that actually, you know, people can take advantage or things like that.
Right.
You know, so what for me is coming through is about balance.
Yeah.
I think there's like multiple messages, obviously, in each card, and it resonates for one person is going to be right for them in that moment, and the different messages for different people.
So how could someone take advantage of you?
Well, I think it's when you let yourself become imbalanced. You know, it's like taking responsibility for kind of giving, and then even though you think you're doing it without attachment, you know, that there can be a hidden wish, I think, to change somebody, or not change them, but to help them meet their kind of potential or something like that. Yeah. Or you know, like a lot of people, I feel, you know, desperately want to see other people kind of wake up and find, you know, the joy that they found, and you know, that can lead them to kind of putting up maybe with behavior that doesn't serve them, you know, because of that love and compassion and wanting to give and to share and to help somebody. Actually, you can become in a way not recognizing, you know, that's not being received, you know.
But could that happen if you know yourself, like the other? Because we got that beautiful.
Yeah. I think you can know yourself and you can shine your light and want things for other people. You may not necessarily be fully shining the light for yourself as well.
Truly know yourself, and you know you don't need to take responsibility for others, right?
But you don't need to take responsibility. You do it from a place of compassion and love. So you're not no one's making you, or you don't feel obliged to. It's from a place of giving.
Like when I share
and unconditional love.
My light, like I feel I enjoy it. Like the channeling, for example, like from Archangel Michael. Something that I really enjoy, and sharing that light and bringing that light to the world. But it's not that I feel responsible for the world at the same time. Because, that would be burden, wouldn't it? So I feel for me it's like sharing it with joy, without making it into a burden. Like, because when you feel responsible for others, it's like,
I wouldn't say,
oh my God, like.
But you don't necessarily feel responsible for others. I'm thinking about people in relationships.
Right.
And like their partner may kind of like see them being very happy and fulfilled with their spiritual path, but not understand, not feel it, or not get it, or not understand it. And the person that's feeling all that love doesn't feel burdened by giving love and wanting the best for that person at all. You don't feel burdened or responsible. You feel that you're freely giving a gift. But actually, that can lead to imbalance. That's what I feel. Because you can be so focused on giving, and I think this is kind of a kind of covert codependency in a way. You can be focused on giving or helping somebody, that you don't necessarily pay much attention to yourself anymore, and to your kind of detriment. When you're not necessarily honoring yourself or recognizing that your love isn't being received. And at that point, you can say, well, actually, I wish to be in a relationship which is reciprocal, loving in return, and that somebody can
it's kind
appreciate.
Of what happened to you, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think that we go through these things, and it's like a really useful lesson and an example, as much as any other example that we share.
Yeah.
That that there is, for me, I think it's part of the meaning of going through difficult experiences is to be able to find some wisdom from them and to share that. And
yeah, I guess like the balance he's talking about is also like you shine your light, but you kind of choose where you want to shine it in a way.
Yeah.
Like if you shine your light just to share with someone who doesn't really care about it, well, it's kind of throwing it away, isn't it? Yeah. So I think that's part of the balance.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
What would you say, Marion?
Yeah, I think it's all about the balance. Yeah, really related to it. But also comes to me that it's also this balance is also the giving and receiving at the same time, because you shine your light, you give your light, you give the best that you can give, and then you give as well, and it doesn't matter in which way the universe will do it, because it is going to happen. But I think like one of the wounds for our humanity somehow is that sometimes we are afraid to shine our lights because we are afraid that if we shine our lights, others cannot shine their lights, or vice versa,
Yes, definitely.
And I think this is something we could relate it to, like ego and soul, because when you are shining just from your ego, you are not really shining your light, and then when you are shining from your soul is different, because even though if you are sharing something with someone that it seems that it doesn't care about it, he or she will get what he needs at first, because it's what we do, if we shine the best of our souls, it's there will be a balance somehow, and we will receive back.
Yeah, so it's definitely true in my life.
Yeah, from the same source, from the same person, let's say, but you receive someone else or from another source. It's just like it will come because it's really really shining what we have, the best we have. Of course, it's also a process because sometimes we are not really good to recognize when we are sharing from our souls and when we are sharing for our ego needs, and I think this is part of the balance as well that we are talking about, to recognize these, and also this process of know yourself and and get to all the cards that we've been talking about. So yeah, but I agree, it is a stage.
And it's like for that, so the global, so they like what's going on globally as well, like people want to share their light, and maybe they've had an experience, like you've had, where your light was squashed or it wasn't well received, and it's almost like not being disencouraged, right? Not being discouraged by those experiences, but just kind of trusting your guides and trusting your journey, and just knowing that those kind of contracts that you were in back then, you don't have to follow these contracts anymore, because we're going to the new paradigm. We don't need to sacrifice ourselves for someone else, because sometimes one soul can feel dependent on another one, or think, I need to help that person, and it's just moving on to a really heartfelt relationship, isn't it? With the whole world. And I feel that's where people can be reassured that it's really safe to shine your light, and you're moving to a new paradigm where it's completely joyful and enjoyable and loving.
Like you
and
said,
it's also
Marion.
about to release fear, right?
Sorry?
It's also about releasing the fear.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
A bad experience, maybe it was like at that time with that person, but this is past already.
Definitely.
And then we are attached to the past and not living the present, and and the things that don't need to happen at the same in the same way,
definitely.
And then we get attached to this, and then we feel that we are just kind of pulling back, and then we don't. Then I'm not going to shine my light anymore, or because of this, and then we close ourselves to.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Definitely.
Yeah, but of course it's it's not easy to say, but it's easier to say than to do, because we are triggered by so many things.
I mean, I can tell you like one experience I had of that balance as well, because I had this job, Marion, when I was 27, something like that, and I was working in childcare, and I loved to work with the children, but it was difficult communicating with colleagues, and it was just it was shining my light in one way, but another way it was just giving it away, and it wasn't a healthy environment for me. And then like looking back, you start to realize that you knew these people on a soul level, you knew them from other lives, they were in your soul group, some of them, but it wasn't a healthy relationship, if you know what I mean. It was something that to let go and kind of move on, which I didn't really realize in the moment. I got this chronic fatigue, and because it was just giving without really seeing the bigger picture of it. But it's so natural for me to want to shine my light, that you can get really ill if it's not in the right place. So then now I feel I'm in the right place here in Glastonbury, and sharing it in workshops and sessions for people, doing the channelings. And we're going to have a workshop in April in Glastonbury at the Chadderswell Garden, actually about that, letting go to the twin flame, seeking and relating from inner fulfillment.
Nice.
To seek outside of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Glastonbury is a really special place, and I feel
yes,
every time I go there is really the veils between the worlds. They are really thin, and you have access to so many powerful things and deep things as well, and many levels, So yeah,
it is great.
Mm,
It feels like there's a lovely bridge between Avalon and where you guys are in Brazil, because you've been coming over to Glastonbury, haven't you? And,
yes, this is the bridge. We are making the bridge.
Yes, yeah. Lovely. Yeah. Okay.
Wow, we've got a few more cards, right? What have we got?
Rainbow Child.
Rainbow Child. So there's new children, new earth builders coming in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. To really create all those new systems and new things. So I want to see what's going on for them.
Yeah.
In the collective as well. Oh, the Dove of Peace.
Dove of Peace. Okay. Wrong way. Okay.
That's lovely.
Dove of Peace.
To bring us peace.
Wow.
And grounding
as well.
And the first energy that I felt, remember when you started the meditation, and then I said I felt really peaceful.
Oh yeah.
So the energy I feel, this dove of peace, it just comes to me. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
And I think this is one of the games of these rainbow children, right? To really for us to really live in peace with each other and the peace to the world, because we already learned the lessons we needed through the war. It's not necessary. It's just this is how I feel. It's all it all needs to come from a place of the heart, and then I see in the card there is the heart there, and in the heart of the dove as well. At least is what it looks like, from here. And this is the real peace, when it comes the peace of the heart first, and then it will come the peace of mind, and then the peace in the relationships. It all starts like small, but this small for us, it might be something really big.
That's why I feel there's gonna be a new way of thinking in the new generations, where they don't have to go to one country against another, and it's gonna be more of a like peaceful way of thinking, and kind of coming together with the same intentions, and it doesn't need to be about domination so much anymore.
I definitely agree. I think that one of the real skills as well of mastery of the Rainbow Child, is their ability to not be pulled into like conflict and emotional kind of triggers. They're able to keep a place of peacefulness in their dealings with others, and like you said, to have that ability to speak in a way that creates a peaceful dialogue that doesn't get anyone's defenses up, but actually kind of through the softness and the love and the speech, because you've got the bird here who's singing, the beauty is kind of being expressed, and it falls down into the heart of the person receiving, and they're able to respond from their hearts as well. And that kind of then roots down, you know, into a grounded peace. From the healed heart, really.
Yeah.
The healed heart is peaceful. And I think it's interesting. The two cards have come together. This card with the Rainbow Child, because this one's all about grounding, the light, the Rainbow Child, and the Unstoppable Earth Builder, and this one is about grounding. The sensitivity, you know, feeling safe to land, and, safe, and that it will have an effect.
Yeah, it's safe to really be yourself and shine your light, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And you know, like going back to that last card, the shine your light one, you know, the really most important thing, you know, is to be able to let go of those kind of wounds and not let them close your heart, because your open heart is your it is your light, isn't it? It is going to shine your path and bring in, you know, all the treasures that want to come forward in your life, which is probably why, you know, what feels like a wound is probably, you know, or a closed door is probably, you know, a gift and a blessing. It's your blessing just coming in disguise. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And and trusting, you know, the universe. That the universe wants to bring you the love and the blessings.
Yeah.
And it comes to me also integration, you know, because these rainbow children, I think they are really integrated, you know, with their feminine, with their masculine.
Yeah.
What comes, you know, it's, really, it's, you know, it's also about the balance, you know, it's going through the path of the balance.
Yeah.
You know, building these new steps, this new earth, and it's from a place of love, from a place of compassion as well, from a place of shining the light, but also from a place of confidence that I have the right to be here, so I'll do what I will do, and it's okay, you know. This is the energy that I feel for these rainbow children, you know.
Lovely.
So that rainbow energy in myself more and more, actually.
Yeah.
And you know, when I'm sharing and when I'm active, I'm just being here in that integrated way, and that kind of so the colored energy of doing different things, of, you know, making videos and doing stuff at the computer and then going out and
the multi-talented bit.
and I feel it's all, you know, coming forward for all of us, that kind of integration, sharing and being.
Yes, it's true, and it's good that you told that, because sometimes and I do this as well. You know, I talk about like the rainbow children who are coming, but also we are these rainbow children. We have their seeds in us as well, so we also need to awake this part in ourselves and really and go through it. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Being that unstoppable energy, isn't it? And not being discouraged by anyone, or, you know, being held up in your expression, but just letting it flow, isn't it? And enjoying the process of all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really feel that.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful with the peace coming in.
Isn't
Yeah, I
that
love that.
lovely? Yeah.
Yeah, they're peace bringers.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely. So that gives us some hope for the world, isn't it? In these times of some leaders,
Yeah.
they're quite old,
Yeah.
and they need some space. What I think is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So we've got the crystal, right?
Mm.
Crystal child.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it over there? Oh, restore. Yeah, so important, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the number 1 card in the depth category, and it's a really good message, isn't it, for each of us and for the collective, you know, to take time out for ourselves, go out in nature, and recognize shamanic signs as well. And
yeah, just disconnecting from all of the busyness for a moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
And those magnetics you were talking about.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Being in the kind of heart of your family of light, and sort of signified here by the dragon. Creating that kind of circle around you, and coming back into your truth, because it's surrounded by the bluebells, and I think that blue is like blue ray truth. Yeah.
We're getting multiple dragons today, Marion.
Yeah.
Must be because of your dream.
Dragons are coming for me.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah. Beautiful element beings.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of flying beings, actually.
Yeah.
Type of beast.
Yeah.
The dove and the dragons.
Flying in the sky.
Dragon.
Yeah. What's happening? We're surrounded by newer dragons.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. But wow, it's really, and I think that's it, you know, because about we need to rest as well, you know, and when we are resting, it's when the process that we cannot control, you know, they really have their time and, you know, their process to heal ourselves and to really something happens, you know. Exactly when we sleep, so necessary. And we have dreams, and we have the rest for our physical bodies as well, and our minds. So necessary, and sometimes that's true. We forgot that we need to rest, and then we try to do many things at once and be connected on the mobile, on the internet, on the meditation, on the song, you know, all at the same time. And this is just so overwhelming.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
To really give time and space, you know, for, okay, now I'm reading a book. So, okay, I'm just reading a book. Okay. And then now I'm going to meditate. But then, like, I turn off the computer, the TV, the mobile, and everything, you know, and I'll stay within myself. And this is so important because it really gives us the lesson as well to focus in what we need to, in what we want to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. About those dreams, just a few months ago, you know, both Leanne and I started to get really bizarre dreams, and they were like witchy dreams. So witches, and they were doing like potions, and they were doing spells, and you feel a bit overwhelmed, and you feel like, what's this? But then we kind of realized that it's like clearing, clearing the land, and it's we start to understand that, and it's clearing the subconscious as well.
Yes.
So you almost feel like intruded or attacked at first, but then you realize it's actually benevolent clearing process, and yeah.
I found it just amazing and weird because it was just so archetypal, like
Black cats, right?
Black cats,
Yeah.
spiders, cobwebs,
Yeah.
spells on the floor, and things like that. It was, but I didn't feel scared. I just thought, ooh,
No.
weird. What's this? And
Yeah.
yeah,
Because they are
I
also
think.
part of our collective unconsciousness.
Yeah,
and
definitely. It's like clearing
yeah.
It's like
the land.
the shadow, isn't it? I think as well of, like the divine feminine. It's like the shadow, isn't it, of this kind of controlling and malevolence and that kind of thing that seems to be in the consciousness when it's associated with magic and with like wise woman and things like that, and it's so sort of tainted with this negative image, like a real shadow.
Right.
But this
Everything
is
that
also
happens, isn't it?
Pardon?
This is also one side of it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how we heard about this women or this
Yes.
faith, the divine feminine, but there is also the other one.
Yeah.
We use tools as well, but for healing or for light work as well. So it's exactly depends on the point of view we look at it. And dream, of course, it might appear in different aspects, and it's all for your integration as well, I think, and part of your of your time out, of your restoring, back some parts of you that were
that's
lost.
Interesting. Yeah.
Maybe
an interesting interpretation as well of restore, when you restore something back to yourself. Yeah.
Could be, right?
Could be. Well, I mean, I think
definitely. Yeah. Because it's those parts that are in your subconscious, they're coming for healing. If there's some kind of conflict in yourself between different parts that you're not completely conscious of, and then in your sleep, you're processing that subconscious to come into the light and to clear. Yeah. And then it's also like healing the land, isn't it? Healing the land of Glastonbury. There's got so much history, that wants to clear out. And that's like in other dimensions, some things are still going on. So they, that's what we're clearing, all of us. As we're shining our light and restoring. We're also restoring, the pristine states that are on the land as well.
Yeah. But again, it's like not being afraid of the shadow, not being afraid of the dark room, and the void, and the creative potentials within that. Yeah, interesting.
Beautiful. Yeah, we've got one more card, and I also felt the guides.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Share something from the guides.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to join with your own life language, you feel free. Fly away with the dragons of light, the dragons of Lemuria. Allow them to take you to parts within your heart, your being, parts that need healing, and parts that you'd like to explore. Dimensional gateways of light. Allow yourself to soar through the sky on the back of a dragon, to elevate into higher dimensions each time. The dragon's altitude takes you into higher vibrations and dimensions of light. When you fly, you see things from a higher altitude, from a bigger viewpoint. See all of the world and your life from this viewpoint of light. Receive a key of light from the newer dragons. A key that unlocks the transmission of light for the collective.
Download of light.
Dragon blessings. And I want to say, for anyone who's watching, that I do individual sessions as well, and we do readings with Starchild Oracle as well through Lemurian Starchildoracle.com. Then my website is michaelkroon.com. And we've got the soul, higher self read portraits, right?
Yeah.
blessedjourneys.org. Yeah. Just wanted to mention that for a moment. Because I feel like it's good to share these things so people can find me. Yeah.
Do you do readings or healing or anything like that, Marion?
Yes, I work with oracles and here in Brazil, but also online. And I work with it's an oracle also that I bought in Glastonbury.
Oh, lovely.
Cheryl.
Oh yes, Cheryl Yambrak Rose. Yeah,
that's lovely.
Lovely, beautiful.
And so many images, and then I work with that, and also with the goddess oracle. So yeah, like to work on different types. So yes, I do this kind of work, and also Reiki, energy healing, and crystal balls as well. So, and guided meditation. It really depends on what the person needs. But I do love working with oracles. I think they are such an amazing
Brilliant,
thing.
Marion. For how long have you been doing the Reiki?
Pardon?
For how long have you been doing the Reiki sessions for people?
Well, since I became a gynae therapist here in Brazil, I received the initiation. So it's been 2 years and a half.
Wow, brilliant. That's great.
Yeah.
And working with the oracles as well. Really lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, say again.
Just saying brilliant.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So do you do like a layout for people, or how do you work with the oracles?
Sorry, say again. It's kind of cutting the video.
Yeah, so do you do like a layout, like similar to this, like for example, like 3 cards?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I usually I draw 5 cards, depending on the oracle, of course. But then we see what, depending on what the person is needing, like what is apparent, what you can see from the situation, what is behind the situation, what are the blessings, what are the challenges, and what the way, to go. But also different kind of, we can do different kinds of readings, with that. But I really like the way that you are doing it. Really, it's really inspiring, I think. So
great.
Thanks.
That's lovely.
Yeah, it came to us intuitively to work this way, actually. Yeah. First we had 7 categories, didn't we?
Yeah.
And they kind of came to me, like one day I was in Ibiza and these 7 categories came to me.
Yeah.
And then we had all these child cards that came first in the categories, but we had to give them a separate category as well, because they kept popping up. And then it turned out every child card was related to category.
Yeah.
To one of the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just came to me one night, like these categories with the sacred geometry.
Yeah.
And it's all been like that, like already intuitive.
Yeah, just
and in the
flow.
Yeah. Really, but it's like that, isn't it? When you get new inspiration and you're getting your flow, like you in with the Reiki and the cards, isn't it? It's all kind of just in the flow, in tune.
Yeah.
Heart flow.
Yeah, in the flow. That's true.
Lovely.
Yeah. Wow, brilliant. So do you have people at your place? Do you work by Skype, or how do you work?
Yes, I can work by Skype. Usually, it's more face to face, but by Skype or Zoom, it also works. So it's no problem.
Yeah, like this, right?
Yes, exactly.
We can all feel the energies and connect.
We don't need to be to stay, like just in one thing. With the internet, this is awesome because we can connect with people all over the world, and like you are there in Glastonbury and I am in Brazil, and we are talking about the same reading and we are connecting with the energy. So I think this is really amazing what the internet does for us.
Definitely. And really receiving the energies through the cards as well.
Yeah.
Because it's like an encodement, and when you create this something, the energies, they're like a portal for the energies. Like multidimensionally. So people can just feel it, and when we share it on these sort of live broadcasts as well, like just tap in and join us. you know, because it's a bit for getting the word out and just for sharing our natural flow as well.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And this is very important, and this is also how we got to know each other. So it's amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Well, we've got one more. The Starchild.
I won't know.
Starchild of light. Wow.
The collective.
For all of us and the collective. It's coming through. Oops.
Oh, 2. What is it?
Oh, beyond cycles.
Oh my god! Another dragon.
Another one.
Dragon. That's amazing.
There's not that many in the pack. I think that's all of them actually. Oh, there's one more.
I've got almost all the dragons out. We're really flying, guys.
Yeah.
I love it.
We are really going a dragon ride today.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so what does this?
Wow.
Well, that dragon is, you know, flying between the stars, so it definitely makes sense to me. Yeah. Like a cosmic dragon.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And it's saying, you know, we don't need to be in the old paradigm anymore.
Definitely.
We've got all these cosmic frequencies coming through that, you know, allow us to give us tools actually to go beyond it by connecting to our guides and by releasing any contracts or karma and stuff like that, and activating our DNA. So beautiful starry frequencies coming through there for all of us. Right. I think they're sort of circling around each other. Wow, guys.
Wow, it's amazing.
Beautiful energies coming through there, you know, and I feel that is for the collective as well, like the world, you know, is getting a blessing that from that dragon.
Yeah.
Like that, what's that, purple violet?
Purple and violet.
Yeah,
it's purple.
Purple violet, yeah.
And also, maybe this is kind of the collective's been in the wormhole, because there's a wormhole here as well. So, and it's coming out, and it's coming back to love. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming out of like a dark ages, and it's the end of kind of the yuga, isn't it? So that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Confirmation.
End of suffering.
And in the meditation that you in the channel for the dragons, I saw a violet light that was kind of just involving the earth, you know, and then you got this card and it's just the violet, you know, the dragon who is going around the earth as well. So yeah, and it really it brings for me, of course, it's like beyond the cycles, but it for me it also brings a kind of the energy of the mother, like the mother dragon.
That's
beautiful.
True.
Yeah, so like the one who protects, but also like she's also giving the energy, you know, you see like the energy flowing through the mouth, you know, going to earth. So it's also like a push, you know, like go earth, like it's time, you know?
How beautiful. That's so nice. Yeah.
For me, it comes all of this, you know, this transformation, and I don't really know there is a kind of a pink in the drawing.
There's
sorry.
It looks like a heart, but when I look as well, it looks like a butterfly. So it also
you're right.
comes, you this energy of transformation, and together with the violet and really this push of the dragon, like it's time, now you go. Yeah,
lovely.
Yeah, definitely. So that's the thing, isn't it, with the collective? Like, in the outside, you can think, oh, it's all like a repetition of the old, like what's happening in politics or business or whatever. But actually, we're going beyond cycles, but because it's all changing, and it's kind of the old doesn't have the same energy to sustain itself. The old energy, I mean, it doesn't have that same resources anymore
Definitely.
that it used to have, because the energy of the earth is changing.
Yeah. And I guess if this is like a mother, then the earth for a while didn't see the mother, which is like the separation consciousness.
Yes.
Okay? And now the earth can see that actually it was just an illusion, and love is there, and it's actually everything's fine, everything's okay.
It's true.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. It clears out so much stuff, doesn't it? Because when you're in like a wormhole, you feel like a vacuum, right? But it's not that kind of blissful vacuum. It's more like stuff coming up that you're dealing with, that's clearing, and you don't know what's happening.
You can't see where you are.
But in this picture, we can see the other side, and I think that's what's really happening now. It's like we're through the wormhole, collectively, and we're seeing the light that we're moving towards. The positive changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Because even when these wars being fought out and stuff, it's more and more people are helping each other, and they're coming together to share the light in so many ways, and that's what's really happening on the earth. I feel like a big awakening coming up, and people are feeling the guides and the angels around them more and more, and through sharing it like we do, it's like we're giving it a context, isn't it? We're giving everyone a way to talk about it. The more we share our own light and just speak freely and joyfully about it. Wow, we're greeted by so many dragons. Isn't that amazing? And I think another thing they do is they burn up all that old energy, isn't there, that we no longer need, like insecurities, like and
transmuting.
Like the
violet
definitely flame. It's like the violet flame coming in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bring it to the light.
It's true.
Yeah. And because I feel with that clearing, like sometimes you feel a bit shaky, but you learn to have more confidence in those kind of things when you've experienced it before, and oh, it's just something clearing in my system, but it's gonna go, and because in Glastonbury I've had some really intense times as well. Because when you live here, you're in the energy all the time, like the vortex, and it can clear so many things.
Sure.
Yeah. But it's really feeling that confidence, like kind of coming to that trust in your guides and in your heart and in the process, where it's okay to clear these things, and it doesn't need to be a big deal even. Although sometimes you can go deep, but it doesn't need to be a big problem. Just in the flow, right? Doesn't need to be an eruption, because it can be in the flow.
It's true.
life.
And just knowing that, like this card, you know, the mother is there, the divine feminine embrace, you know, the acceptance and the love helps it all to kind of pass through. And it's a clear,
Yeah. I want to see what people are saying. I think this battery died, didn't it? I might be able to see it on here. Oh, what's on the end? Plus journey shared a live video. I don't know if I can see all the past comments. Oh, we knocked out Jackie Platil because
she said she got a huge
she's listening and she just got a huge download that knocked her out for several minutes. That's brilliant.
That's so funny.
Oh, brilliant. See, the pictures are a bit bigger on here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And Michelle
Amazing. Yeah, lots of heart.
Yeah.
So nice to share. Hi, Michelle, Ralph, and Daniela, and Lata, what's that? Angelia.
Angelia.
Yeah. Ah, lovely times, guys.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
There's a lot going on there, but it's very positive.
So nice to share with you, Marion, as well. Get to know a little bit.
Thank you very much. It was lovely, really. And it resonates so much, you know, for me, and I think also for the collective. And this is the moment. We need to transmutate many things, but we know that this light is here. These beings, they are around us, and we are them as well, you know, and all this, it's just so great to connect and to feel the energy. And yes, thank you guys. And really,
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Special when, congratulations, because it's amazing. The energy that you can feel through the cards. It's really amazing. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and great to learn about your work as well with the with your readings and your Reiki. Yeah. That's amazing. Really great. Light work, Marion. Definitely.
Yeah.
Real blessing for the world.
Yeah. Definitely. And for Brazil.
Thank you guys.
Brilliant.
Okay then.
Well, lovely to connect.
Lovely.
And let's speak again soon.
Sure.
I will stop the broadcast now.
Okay.
Bye everyone who's watching. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.